Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Traders here. It is Wednesday, November the 10th, and this is the midweek video. We'll go through how things have been going this week so far and then take a look ahead, see where we might be going for the rest of the trading week. As I mentioned on the weekend, in the weekend video, I thought we were pretty extended on the indexes and was expecting a pullback, and of course we are getting that in this first half of the week trading. So let's get down and take a look at what's been happening. All right, let's start out with the high-level view here of what we got going on and the rest of the week. Economic events to watch. Not really an economic event. So we got Veterans Day tomorrow, Thursday. Shout out to all our veterans out there. Thank you for your service. And there's really not much else in terms of actual economic events going on. So we'll just skip over the rest of that. And of course, with earnings, we're winding down on the earnings season. We do have HUT 8, or it's HUT, which is a Bitcoin miner, tomorrow before the market open. We've had a few actually after the close today, Beyond Meat and Affirm, two of them. One's heading up and the other one's heading down. And then of course we've got BLNK, Blink charging after the market closing on Thursday, and AstraZeneca Friday before the market open, and there really isn't that much else of interest. So again, getting to the end of earnings season here. So observations for the week so far, as I mentioned on the weekend video, of course, all the markets were looking pretty extended and kind of overdue for a pullback / consolidation, and that's what we're getting right now. And today we really saw some big moves on some of the things we like to watch. Treasury yields took a big jump up today. The US dollar was really strong, and of course the VIX jumped up again today as well. So let's take a quick and closer look at some of those charts. But before we do that, I always like to throw out a quick advertisement for my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you have not checked it out. Rules and routines, strategies that I use as a swing trader. So let's start looking at some of these charts here. And you can see here, let's start out with a 10-year Treasury. As I mentioned, the yield just literally took off today. We were up almost a tenth of or more than a tenth of a point on that move. That was a pretty significant move for the yields. And so we're really, it's really getting quite choppy here, and yields moved up strongly. Was expecting to see this more on Friday just because we had that those strong inflation numbers and employment numbers, but sort of a delayed reaction there, I guess. But we sold off Friday and bounced around here, and now we're kind of heading back up in the other direction, but quite choppy on the yields. The TLT, again, correspondingly dropping pretty significantly in price today. Of course, when the price of the Treasury bonds goes down, that means the yields are going up. They move in an inverse correlation. So, and here's the transports. Again here, this was, had a couple down days. We had tried to push up to a new high on Monday, significant pullback. And then, of course, Tuesday, Wednesday, starting to sell off here. The volume hasn't been huge on this sell-off on the transport, so that's kind of a good sign, I guess, if you want to call it that. On a pullback, you don't like to see a huge amount of volume. You'd like to see some subdued volume if you're looking for prices to go higher. The Dow, again, volume's sort of on par, and again, pretty much the same chart. We had an indecision day on Monday, and then the big sell-off on Tuesday, and of course today, and pulling back into an area where we may see some support. So probably some choppy price action tomorrow, and maybe we'll start to curl back up again. But I would be watching this time to see if we make a lower high on this bounce back. So we'll keeping an eye on that, and sort of same comments with the IWM. Again, big indecision day on Monday, and then the sell-off Tuesday, Wednesday here. Again, as I commented on the weekends, with this Friday candle here, I was just looking at that, thinking it was really, we were getting really extended from these all these moving averages, and of course, looking for that pullback. and so getting it now, not unexpectedly. The Qs, again, the Qs don't do well, of course, when yields start to rise, and of course that probably added to a little bit of downside selling pressure, although all the indexes were actually under pressure today. So you can see here, again, here's an area of support here, maybe another 6 points lower, but that would be another 1.5% decline on the Qs. And volume was kind of picking up today on the Qs, so maybe a little bit more institutional rotation out of technology, people expecting the interest rates maybe to continue to rise here. We'll be keeping a close eye on that 10-year. And the SPY, again, sort of same commentary, again, indecision Monday and then sell-off Tuesday, Wednesday here. So maybe looking at this moving average, possible an area of support. There's really not much else obvious there, so other than if we started to use sort of Fibonacci levels, but looking for a little bit more erratic price action, or maybe a little bit of choppy price action, and maybe a curl back up after we get that. And here's the other comment I was making about the dollar. Big move on the dollar today. Usually goes lockstep with interest rates, rising interest rates, more demand for the dollar. So it took a big leap today too. And it was interesting, gold and silver were up on the day. For the most part, they've fought to hang on to green, which is very unusual when you see a big move in the dollar like this. You usually expect a dollar goes up and commodity prices, especially gold, silver, tend to drop, but actually they performed fairly well today. And the VIX, again, you can see here, nice double bottom. Mentioned that about a week ago. Looked like we were putting in a double bottom there. We've had lots of past levels of support in this area, and once again we bounced off it and went higher. So you can see here a nice little bounce here. We may actually end up holding some above this 15 now if we do get a pullback. And as far as sort of sectors go, candles at a glance here, you can see, again, technology toppy, consumer discretionary absolutely on a tear. And you can see this really nice little reversing doji here on the Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sell-off. We may be coming back into an area here where we'll get some support on the XLY. Again, materials kind of hanging in there despite the fact that the US dollar went up quite a bit. So not terrible price action on materials. Energy, again, energy sort of chopping in this range here. It did take a bit of a hit today. Again, the energy, price of the dollar is going to drop when the dollar is strong. Utilities had a pretty good day today. Sort of the safety trades, staples up on the day. Utilities, typical safety trades. Healthcare was up on the day. It's kind of hanging in there. So yeah, definitely sort of a rotation into some more safe sectors that we saw today. So let's take a quick look at some of the sectors I'm just keeping an eye on here, or some of the stocks I'm keeping an eye on. Apple had a bad day today, red candle here. But again, I think it's one of those stocks that's probably maybe going to head down to possibly 145, or it just basically is going to chop sideways here. But again, Apple's sort of a stock you can always go to and just buy and hold. Affirm actually was reported after the close today, as I mentioned. It's trading up around 170 right now. So I actually traded this after hours, got a really nice move. Almost shocked how much of a move it made after it reported. So we'll be watching that one in the morning, but it's made a huge move already. DKNG is just, I don't know what to say about this. It's just it's one of the most unloved stocks right now, and it doesn't seem to be finding a bottom. So maybe we're going to get to a point here where we'll find a bottom on this one. Let's take a look. Again, you can see here this sort of 40 area could be support. Ford, as I mentioned, I have some calls in this. I did take some off when it got through 20, thinking it was probably going to pull back. because it was just getting so extended. Again, when you get parabolic moves like this, it's just a matter of time till you end up with a pullback. So I'm going to be watching this one, and we get a bit more of a pullback, maybe to 1850, fill this bit of a gap here. I might add back on that position. Facebook, someone was asking me if this is a good bottom here for Facebook, and I thought at the time it was trading above this moving average, but now it's below it, the 20 moving average. So I'm thinking the 200 probably is still good for support here. So just keeping an eye on Facebook. FCX I thought it would look good. It was breaking out, but again faded on the day, and had to get out of it because I just don't like the way it looks. It's probably going to chop. FedEx has been one I've been in for a while. Was looking for this gap fill. Still holding a little bit, although I'm even today we actually didn't have a bad day given the markets were down. So just holding a little bit to see if we can get a run higher. This is the gold silver trades I was talking about here. You see strong dollar, and this is really completely unexpected. Would have thought this would have been down here. This candle we're well off the highs of the day. But gold or GDX, the miners, did manage to hang in with the strong dollar. And same with gold, hanging in there with a strong dollar. If we continue to get a strong dollar, I think that's going to be a pretty significant headwind. Still watching Joe. I was watching this on the weekend, kind of got away from me, broke out, had a pullback today, but that was one I had flagged as a possible breakout. I did not get that one, unfortunately. Lucid's one that I'm kind of thinking that maybe a little bit more of a pullback here, or maybe actually even a hold at 40 will tomorrow and into the rest of the week we'll get a resumption of trend up on Lucid. PayPal looks like it's putting in a bottom here. Could maybe sell some puts at 200. And it's sort of consistent with the IWM. Maybe we're going to get a pullback on the TNA. Certainly an area around 101, 102 would be probably a decent area that would be back at this this level where we kind of broke out from. So, and Tesla huge dump here. I think this was on this Elon Musk selling his shares, and so it came back up in that today, and then I think it's up even more after hours. I think it's up about $25 after hours here. So again, something to keep an eye on. We did dip below 1,000, but came right back up. So again, the Tesla fans are in there, buying on these, especially on these big dips here. A little bit of a treacherous trade, but you can do it if you've got the the conviction to hold on. So anyway, that's it, everybody. I'm not going to talk about XLE other than the fact that it seems to be chopping in a range here. So hope everyone had a good day. We'll see you in the Bear Bull Trading Room in the morning. 8 o'clock, we'll be starting the pre-market show with Jared engineering the markets, and then Corliss and Norm will take us through the 8:30 to 9:30 pre-market, looking at movers and shakers, and then we'll get into trading the day at 9:30. So we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you there. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody, and we'll talk to y'all later.